by Roberta Rampton and Gabriel Stargardter. San Juan, Puerto Rico, Reuters. U.S. President Donald Trump communicated fulfillment on Tuesday with the elected reaction to Hurricane Maria's demolition of Puerto Rico, regardless of feedback that the administration was eased back to address the emergency. Trump, who has thought about tropical storms Harvey, Irma and Maria in the previous month and a half, said at a preparation that the calamities were stressing the U.S. financial plan. "I would rather not let you know, Puerto Rico, yet you've tossed our financial plan somewhat askew in light of the fact that we've spent a great deal of cash on Puerto Rico," he said. "What's more, that is fine. We've spared a considerable measure of lives." 2 weeks after it was hit by the most noticeably awful sea tempest in 90 years, a significant number of Puerto Rico's 3.4 million inhabitants are as yet battling without fundamental necessities. Soon after Trump left Puerto Rico, Governor Ricardo Rossello said the loss of life had ascended from the 16 to 34. The U.S. domain's economy as of now was in retreat before Hurricane Maria, and its legislature had petitioned for insolvency even with a $72 billion obligation stack. In a meeting with Fox News, Trump said the island's obligation would need to be deleted. "They owe a considerable measure of cash to your companions on Wall Street and we will need to wipe that out. You will state farewell to that. I don't know whether it's Goldman Sachs yet, whoever it is, you can wave farewell to that," Trump said in the meeting, directed while he went by the island. Moody's on Tuesday assessed Maria's aggregate cost to Puerto Rico, including lost yield, at $45 billion to $95 billion, and noteworthy help from the government would be required. Trump said the government reaction to Maria contrasted positively, and a genuine calamity like Katrina, the 2005 tempest that overwhelmed Louisiana and Mississippi and murdered more than 1,800. What's occurred as far as recuperation, regarding sparing lives, 16 experience that is a considerable measure, yet in the event that you contrast that with a great many individuals who kicked the bucket in different storms that honestly were not so extreme, he said. The storm wiped out the island's energy network, and less than half of inhabitants have running water. It is as yet troublesome for occupants to get a PDA flag or discover fuel for their generators or autos. Around 88% of cell phone destinations are still out of administration. On Air Force One on his arrival flight to Washington, Trump said it had been an awesome day and he had heard no feedback amid his day in Puerto Rico. "We've just heard expressions of gratitude from the general population of Puerto Rico," he said. "It is something I appreciated particularly today." He said neighborhood truck drivers are as yet expected to help disperse supplies. "Quit blaming Puerto Rico." In Washington, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer said Republican President Trump should quit pointing the finger at Puerto Rico for the tempest that crushed their shores and should begin attempting to improve the circumstance. The White House is planning to approach Congress for a $29 billion guide bundle for Puerto Rico and different regions hit by catastrophic events, a White House official stated, talking on state of secrecy. Extra asks from the organization are normal for longer-term help to Puerto Rico, and additionally Texas and Florida, which likewise were hit by capable tempests as of late. Amid his 4.5-hour visit to Puerto Rico, Trump's motorcade sped past trees stripped of their leaves and the periodic home without a rooftop. He and his better half, Melania, met survivors of the debacle in the town of Guaynabo, strolling down a road and conversing with a few families whose homes were harmed. Walkways were heaped with trash. "You know who helped them? God helped them. Right?" Trump said. San Juan Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz, who has reprimanded the organization's reaction to Puerto Rico, was among those Trump met with amid his visit to the domain. Days prior, Trump lashed out at Cruz on Twitter, blaming her for poor administration and saying that a few people on the island need everything to be improved the situation them. Trump shook hands with Cruz, yet he spared his warm expressions of acclaim for other nearby and government specialists. Ideal from the earliest starting point, this representative did not play governmental issues, he said of Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello.